Guys, today I thought we'd make a quick video on offsetting. We talked about that on an earlier video. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a circle and we're going to say it's going to be 2 inches and we want to put that in the center. Okay, so this is our offsetting tool down here. Of course, we're using VCarve 9.5. So you want to select a circle. We know we've got it set at 2 inches and we want to create it a 1/4 inch bigger. So you need it to be 1/8 inch on this side, 1/8 inch on this side, all the way around. So we want to offset it 1/8 of an inch, and we'll go out. So now we can go, we click on this one, and we can look down here, and we can see that it's 2 1/4 inches instead of the 2 inches. Now you can do the same thing with going inside as well. If you want to go in 1/2 inch, let's bump that up to 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch here, here. So then we can go and click and we can see that's 1.5 inches. So that's a pretty quick intro into what offsetting does. You can use it with circles, square, ellipses, and but what we're going to do is we're going to make a quick sign to hang on your wall, and we're going to use offsetting. So we're going to start with our text box. And we're going to type in home, sweet home. So let's bring that to the center. And we need to weld these. So we need to convert this to curves. And we need to select the outside of each letter. Weld. Do the same thing here. Weld. And then go back down here to this one. We're going to weld it as well. So now we want to offset the sweep. So let's move it over. Try to just give it a staggered look. And then now that we've got that moved, we're going to manually use our arrow buttons just to move this up to closer to where we want it to be. Okay, so let's go back and let's center that. And let's make a pretty good size sign. Okay, so now we don't want to put just a plain circle or a square or anything around there. So what we want to do is we want to create an offset that's going to follow the trace of the letters. So the best way to do that is select only the outside. If you select the inside, it could actually create extras in here. So let's select just the outside and let's do an offset of that. And let's see what 1/2 inch looks like. Okay, a little bit, I want it a little bit bigger. So let's go with 3/4 inch. So that looks pretty good. Now, if you wanted to, you could go in here and you could edit your nodes and you could take these little sharper corners and stuff out if you wanted to. But we're going to leave it just like this. So we've got this set up as let's make this a 1/2 inch sign, 1/2 inch thick. So we're going to go through and we're going to do a profile cut for this one. We want the outside selected, and we're going to use our 1/4 inch end mill, and it needs to go just a little deeper than what the material is, so that should be fine. We're not going to put tabs on this one since we're just running a demonstration, and then we're going to calculate. Yes, we know it's going to go through the material. So now we want to go back and we want to select everything else, just the words. And then we're going to go in and we're going to run a VCarve on it. Now we're going to try using our 90 and see if that's going to go through. No, it won't. So let's reset the preview. So there's a neat little sign. Now you could actually go through and you can flip it over before you do the profile cuts. You can flip it over and you can put some keyholes on the back to actually hang this on the wall. So that's a pretty quick intro. So now we're going to do something just a little bit more in depth. So what we want to do is we want to import a picture of a flag, and we're going to bring that in. So And let's make this just a little bit smaller. So what we want to do is we also want to bring in a eagle head. So what we want to do is we want to shrink this down, and we want to put that eagle head right there. But we need to be able to do an offset on this so that the eagle head is in the stripes, or the stripes are broke down to where it's the eagle head is carved. So what we need to do is we need to go through and select our eagle head, and let's group it. We're going to hit G on our keyboard, and then we're going to do an offset. And for this one, let's try something small. So that looks pretty good. So just to pull that out of the way, we're going to cut it just to remove our eagle head. And we're going to go in and we're going to delete everything. Tell you what, we're going to make that offset just a tad bit bigger. Okay, let's go back and delete that. And let's delete these parts in here that we're not going to need. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to get your vector trim tool. You can probably weld these. I like using the scissors because it just gives you a little bit more control over what you're doing. So we want to go in and we want to trim everything on the inside of this offset. Sometimes you're going to have to zoom in pretty close to make sure you get all these. So now that we've got that, we need to trim everything that's not going to be routed. So we'll start here, and since we're doing the flag, you just do every inside of every other stripe. Okay, now it's going to get a little close down here. Okay, so now to make sure that we don't have any mistakes, we're going to run our vector validator. We've got a couple things right here. You can see, for instance, that needs to be fixed. That may be an open vector, and that may be an open vector, but let's go. And we know we're going to have to fix that. So let's bring our eagle head back in. And let's go back through. Use our same VCarve toolpath that we had set up. We're going to select that. And let's go through and let's run our job. So that looked out pretty good. Some of the things that are open in here is probably just, where we transferred it over from a trace, and you can watch another video, one of my earlier videos, and it will show you how to use the trace function. But that's how you do it. It looks pretty good. So you can use a lot of other things. If you want to just about any image, you just got to play around with it just to try to get things exactly where you want them to be. But this is just a quick intro. If you don't care to like my page, like my channel, try to keep up with all the other videos and stuff I make, please subscribe. And if you have any ideas for anything else you would like me to try to make a quick video on, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks, guys.